This is a walkthrough for the Edexcel GCSE Maths paper, non-calculator, November 2024. Question 1. Write 25% as a decimal. To convert a percentage to a decimal, we need to divide it by 100. 25 divided by 100 is 0.25. Here are the first 4 even numbers. Find the 10th. So 2, 4, 6, 8. The 5th would be 10. Can you see, you might just see here, you could either go up in 2s or you can see that they're the 2 times table. So the 6th would be 12, the 10th would be 20. 3. Change 15 centimetres into millimetres. 1 centimetre is equal to 10 millimetres. So to convert centimetres to millimetres, we times by 10. 15 times 10 is 150. Write down the multiple of 9 that is between 20 and 30. If we go up in our 9 times table, 27. 500 add 145. You could probably do this in your head. It's 645, or you could use a written method. Question 6. Javed hires a car for 10 days. He pays £45 each day. He also pays £30 for insurance. Javed pays with 10 £50 notes. Work out how much change you would get. He pays for £45 for each day. It's for 10 days. So 45 times 10 is 450. He pays £30 for insurance. That's just a standalone cost. So 450 plus 30, £480. So he pays in £50 notes. So you could kind of divide that by 50, or you could count up in 50s. There's two £50 notes in every 100. Oh no, we'll just work how much change you would get, right? So you paid in £50. You got 50, 100, 150, 200, 250, 300, 350, 400, 450, 500, taken to £500. So the change is £20. Question 7. Here is an accurately drawn triangle. Measure the length of the side PQ. Okay, so I've messed up the size of this to put it on my screen. So I'm just going to give you the answer. I don't have an online ruler either, so I'm going to give you the answer from the mark scheme. So it's 9.5 centimetres, but they will give you the answer, the mark, anything between 9.3 and 9.7. What type of angle is the angle marked X? So it's smaller than 90 degrees, so it is acute. Measure the size of angle marked X. I can do this because I have this online protractor. So you have to line it up. So the centre of the protractor is where the two lines meet. The only thing is, your protractor probably has a 0 on the outside, so you have to go from the outside. My 0's on the inside. So look for your 0, that's where you start. So 32 degrees. So here, just looking at the mark scheme, you do get a mark 32 degrees, but you would also get a mark any number in between 30 to 34. Question 8, write down the coordinates of A. So it goes X, then Y. Your X coordinate is 3, your Y coordinate is 1. On the grid, mark with a cross the point 3 minus 4. So you go across 3, down minus 4, that is the point B. Write down the coordinates of the midpoint AC. Let's join A and C together first. Just by inspection here, you can see the midpoint is there. Coordinates to this point are, well, the x values 0, the y values 2. Millie collects stickers of sports players. She only has stickers of tennis players, football players and cricket players. The incomplete bar chart shows some information about the number of stickers Millie has. Millie has a total of 40 stickers. Complete the bar chart. So we've already got 12 for tennis. We have 17 for football. 12 plus 17, 29. She's got 40 stickers altogether. Let's see what's left for the cricket. 0, take away 9, you can't do. Let's knock and borrow. So we have 11. So for cricket, 11 is here. Ewan also collects stickers. He only has large stickers and small stickers. For Ewan's stickers, the number of large stickers to the number of small stickers is 5 to 4. Write down the fraction of Ewan's stickers that are large stickers. So in this ratio, we've got 5 large stickers, and it's out of a total of 5 plus 4 is 9. Write the ratio 5 to 4 in the form n to 1. We want 1 on the right hand side. How do you make 4 into 1? We divide it by 4. We need to divide the left hand side by 4. So it's 5 over 4 to 1. So if you just left it like this, you could have the marks. Some people might have changed it into a mixed number fraction. 4 into 5 is 1 with 1 left over. That would also give you the mark. Or you might have realised that 1 and a quarter is the same as 1.25. Either of those answers for the mark. Question 10. On the grid, reflect the shaded shape in the mirror line. So this corner is 1 away from the mirror line, so you're 1 away. This corner is 1 away from the mirror line, 1 away. This corner is 1, 2, so you're 1, 2. This corner is 1, 2, 3, so you're 1, 2, 3. Let's join them together. Write down the equation of the mirror line. So cut through your y-axis, or on every single point of that line, your y value is 1. Y is equal to 1. "500 people were asked what type of film they like best. 280 of the 500 people were adults. 100 of the adults said they liked films the best. Sorry, action films the best. So I'm just looking at this table at the same time. So 100 of the adults like the action films the best. 80 of the children said they liked thriller films the best. 150 of the people said they liked action films the best. So that total there would have to be 150. 200 of the people said they like comedy films the best. That would be 200. I haven't got this first sentence in yet. 280 of the people were adults. Okay, so let's work out how many children there are. Can't do. 10 take away 8 is 2. 4 take away 2 is 2. So it's 220 here. The total for thriller. So 200 add 150 is 350. You may be able to work this out in your head. Okay, so thriller column, it's got a total 150. So thriller would be 70. Action column, it's got a total 150, so this would be 50. Adults, total 280, so you've got 170 so far. $110, and 200 take 110 is 90. One of these 500 people is chosen at random. Find the probability that this person is an adult who said they liked action films the best. So an adult who liked action films, it's 100. So it's 100 out of a total of 500. It doesn't ask us to simplify. If you have simplified it to 1 over 5, that is absolutely fine. Ollie was asked to work out 5 minus 3 times 4. Ollie wrote 5 minus 3 plus 2. We then worked out 2 times 4. Explain what is wrong with Ollie's method. He hasn't used odd maths or bid maths, you might want to call it. So we've got a subtraction and a multiplication. Multiplication comes first. He should have done 3 times 4 first. So he should have done 3 times 4 first. So something along those lines. Let me see what the mark scheme says. Should have multiplied first. You didn't use BODMAS. Either of those would be fine. Something along those lines. Here is a number machine. For the output, find the output when the input is 11. 11 plus 5 is 16. 16 divided by 2 is, I've got 16 here. 16 divided by 2 is 8. When the input is 10, the output is 28. Complete the function machine. We'll need to go back through it the wrong way. 28 reverse operation divided by 4 is 7. 10 take away 3 is 7. So minus 3 is the missing operation. Here is a cuboid of length 10 and width 4. The volume, the cuboid has a volume of 200 centimetres cubed, worked out the height. So we know 10 times 4 times the height is 200. 10 times 4 is 40. So how do I work out what this h is? I need to divide both sides by 40. What's 200 divided by 40? I like to write it as a fraction. Zeros cancel. 20 divided by 4 is 5. Here is a different cuboid. Work out the total surface area. We need the total of the area of all the faces. This face here is a rectangle. Base 5, height 3. 3 times 5 is 15. That is the same, exactly the same as that face there. So I need 2 lots of 15, which is 30. I then have, I'm going to look at the base. That rectangle is 6 by 5, which is 30, which is the same as this top face here. I need 2 of those. And I have two final faces to do, which are the same. Got that front face. Base is 6, height is 3. Which is the same as this back face here. I need 18 times 2 is 36. And if I add all my areas together. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 126 centimetres squared. Factorise. Factorise means put back into a bracket. What's the highest common factor of 6 and 15? 3. What do you multiply 3 by to get 60? What do you multiply 3 by to get 15? Solve. We're going to multiply out the brackets first. 4 times 3y is 12y, plus 4 times 1 is 4. Then I'm going to take 4 off both sides. Take 4 off the left hand side, disappears. Take 4 off the right hand side, we get 24. I'm going to divide both sides by 12. 12y divided by 12 is 1y. 24 divided by 12 is 2. 1 cup of tea and 1 cup of coffee costs £4.50. 3 cups of tea and a 1 cup of coffee costs £8.50. Work out the total cost of 4 cups of tea and 3 cups of coffee. You must show all your working. Right, well, you may or may not have spotted this simultaneous equation. If T is the price of a cup of tea and C is the price of a cup of coffee, T plus C is £4.50. I'm going to do something similar for this bottom sentence. 3T plus 1C, £8.50. So we need to work out the cost of 1 cup of tea first, and then the cost of a cup of coffee. So because my C's are the same, and the signs are the same, I'm going to subtract. I might swap around actually my simultaneous equations to make it easier to work out. It doesn't matter which one's at the top and which one's at the bottom. You can see now if I subtract 3t take away 1t is 2t. C take away C is 0. C's eliminate, they cancel out. £8.50 take away £4.50. Well, you could see it's just £4, or if you do a written method, you will get the same answer. So 2 cups of tea are £4. Let's divide both sides by 2. Get 1 cup of tea is £2. Tea costs £2. So if I substitute it back into this second equation, I'm going to take 2 off both sides. £4.50 take away 2 gives you coffee is £2.50. So work out the cost of 4 cups of tea and 3 cups of coffee. 4 cups of tea is £8. 3 cups of coffee, £2.50, £5, £7.50. Add them together, £15.50. 17. Geeta wants to make 24 litres of paint, green paint. She's going to mix blue, yellow and white in a ratio of 4 to 3 to 1. She has 12 litres of blue paint, 7 of yellow, 5 of white. Does Geeta have enough blue paint, yellow paint and white paint to make 24 litres of green paint? You must show you're working out. So she's got 24 litres and the ratio is 4 to 3 to 1. So I'm going to share this 24 litres equally between all these boxes. How many boxes do I have? 4 add 3 add 1, 8. 24 divided by 8 is 3. So each box represents 3. I'm going to put it in all of them, but you get the idea. There's 3 in each box. So 3, 6, 9, 12. 12 of blue. 3, 6, 9. So she has enough blue. and white. She does not have enough yellow. Work out 818.4 divided by 1.2. I always like to write this as a fraction first. Do not want to have a decimal on the denominator. So I'm going to multiply the bottom by 10, which means I've got to multiply the top by 10. Now I can write it as a division. Bus stop method. 12s into 8, 12s into 81. Let's have a look. Right, so I've got 81 would be about here. Gives us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Remainder 9. Carry the 9 here. No, I don't. Carry the 9 here. 12s into 98. So 98 would be here. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Remainder 2. 12 into 24, 2. The final answer here is 682. The table shows the probabilities that a biased dice will land on 3, on 4, on 5 and on 6. Karen assumes the probabilities that the dice will land 1 and 2 are the same. Karen rolls the biased dice 500 times. Assuming Karen is right, to work out an estimate for the number of times the dice will land on 2. So the probabilities in this table have to add up to 1. So if I take off let's add up these values here. 0.1 at 0.3 is 0.4. 0.05 at 0.25. 5 and 5 is 10. 2 add 1 is 0.3. So 0.3 add 0.4 is 0.7. So 1 take away 0.7 will give you 0.3. 0.3, think of having, I'll show you as a division like this. You might be able to see it 0.15, but let me just show you anyway. 2's into 0, can't do. Well, 0. 2's into 3. 2's into 0 is 0. 2's into 3 is 1. Remainder 1. 2's into 10 is 5. But we don't just want the probability. She rolls the biased dice 500 times. Work out an estimate for the number of times it will land on a 2. So 500 times 0.15. So 500 is the same as 5 times 100. Now 100 times 0.15 is 15. And then 15 times 5. 75. Karen is wrong. The probability that the dice will land on 2 is greater than the dice will land on 1. So that's got to be higher. How does this information affect your answer to part B? Well, by multiplying this 500 by a higher probability, so the answer would be greater. Work out 3.5 minus 1 and 1/6. So I'm going to change it to an improper fraction first. 3 times 2 plus 1. 3 times 2 is 6, plus 1 is 7. And with this one, 1 times 6 plus 1. 1 times 6 is 6, plus 1 is 7. I need a common denominator, which is 12. 2 times 6 is 12. You multiply 2 by 6 to get 12, so I'm going to multiply 7 by 6. Multiply 6 by 2 to get 12, I'm going to multiply 7 by 2. Okay, what's 42 take away 14? 2 take away 4 you can't do. 12 take away 4 is 8. 3 take away 1 is 2. We can actually simplify this, can't we? What half of both of these numbers are both in the 2 times table, so you can halve them both. Change to a mixed number fraction. How many 6's go into 14? 6, 12, 2. 2 left over. 2 6 simplifies to 2 and a third. If you would have left that as 2, let me just check the mark scheme actually. Yeah, it doesn't ask you to simplify it, so you could have left it as 2 and 2 6. Show that 5 and a quarter divided by 2 and a third is 2 and a quarter. Let's change this to an improper. 5 times 4 is 20, plus 1 is 24. 2 times 3 is 6, add 1 is 7. We need to keep, flip, change. Let's keep, flip, change. 4 times 7 is 28. 21 times 3, 63. 63 over 28. They're both in the 7 times table. If I divide them both by 7, get 9 over 4. How many 4's go into 9? 2, with 1 remaining, so 2 and a quarter. A, B, C, D is a parallelogram. All angles measured in degrees. Find an expression in terms of E for the size of the angle CAD. CAD is this angle here. Give a reason for each stage of your answer. So it is a parallelogram. It's a very difficult question, this. Can you see you have a Z angle here? Which means this is also E. So I can say DCA equals E. My reason is I use it as a Z angle. Official name, alternate angles. I also know angles in a triangle add up to 180. So I'm going to write that down. So I know 3E plus E. Well, hang on. Yeah. 3E plus E is 4E. So 180 minus 4E is an expression for angle CAD. A car travelled 4.96 miles at an average speed of 30.4 miles per hour. Work out an estimate, important word here, for the time taken by the car. So first of all, this is a speed, distance, time question, but also non-calculator paper, and it says estimate, so we're going to round all of our numbers. Speed, 30.4 miles per hour. Let's round that to 30. This is our distance, isn't it, 4.96 miles, we'll round to 5. I need to work out t. So we do 5 divided by 30. I'm going to write it as a fraction. If you can't see how to do a division, it's easier to write as a fraction. Divide both of these by 5 to get 1/6. So it's 1/6, because the units for speed is miles per hour, 1/6 of an hour. There are 60 minutes in an hour. So what's 1/6 of 60? 60 divided by 6 is 10. 10 minutes. Is your answer to part A an underestimate or an overestimate? Give a reason for your answer. Well, we've rounded this numerator up. We've rounded the denominator down. So we have now a bigger number divided by a smaller number, which should give you a bigger answer. So it is an overestimate. And the reason is bigger number divided by smaller number, which is going to give you a bigger answer. Here is a pentagon. Angle A is equal to angle C. Angle B is 155. Angle D is 3 times the size of angle C. So we'll call this X because they're the same. So seeing as D is 3 times angle C, I'm going to write 3x. E is 2 times the size of angle C, so I'm going to write 2x. Work out the size of angle A. So it's a 5-sided shape, a pentagon. What's the angle sum of a pentagon? To find the angle sum, we do n minus 2 times 180. Number of sides is 5. 5 minus 2 is 3. So 180 times 3. 0 times 3 is 0. 8 times 3 is 24. 1 times 3 is 3. Add 2 is 5. So the angle sum is 540. So we know that x, add 2x, add 3x, add another x, add 155, 540. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7x. Add 155, 540. I'm going to take 155 off both sides. 0 take away 5 you can't do. So let's knock and borrow. 3 take away 5 you can't do. 13 take away 5 is 8. 4 take away 1 is 3. So 7x equals 385. So now I will divide both sides by 7. Use the bus stop method. 7 into 3 is 0, carries a 3. 7 into 38. 7, 14, 21, 28, 35 is 5, remainder 3. 7 into 35 is 5. So x is 55, which means A is 55. The graph shows the volume of water, v litres, in a tank at time t seconds. What does the gradient represent? Well, the y-axis you've got volume, and the x-axis you've got time t seconds. So the volume is decreasing, so it works out like the amount of volume goes down per second, so it's rate of change of volume. I'm just going to see what the mark scheme accepts here. And so they've also gone rate of change of volume, the rate of water poured, speed of pouring water out from tank, how fast the water is being used, amount of water decreasing in the tank each second. Any of those would be fine. Make W the subject of the formula. So I want to get W by itself. I'm going to add 10 to both sides first. And then I'm going to get rid of this W by dividing both, the 3 by dividing both sides by 3. So the final answer is y plus 10 over 3 is equal to W. Solve. So we need to, because it's a quadratic equation, we need to factorise it first. This is a double bracket factorisation. So we're looking for two numbers that multiply to get negative 15 and add to get negative 2. So to multiply to get a number that's negative, one has to be negative, one has to be positive. So you could have these options, minus 3 times 5 is negative 2, 3 times negative 5 is negative 2, but they've also got to add to get minus 2. So it'd be this option here. So x plus 3, x minus 5. Now these two brackets multiply to give 0. So either this first bracket is equal to 0, in which case x is minus 3, or the second bracket is equal to 0, in which case add 5 to both sides, x is 5.